Hi guys, John Ponchos here with CRMD, and today we are going to be looking at email templates in Salesforce. So the reason one would use an email template is to save time. Uh, Working in Salesforce, if I'm a user and I need to email a client, I can just do it right within the Salesforce CRM, keep track of it there, log an activity, and send out a standardized email template to somebody I'm communicating with. I won't need to jump over into Outlook or Gmail or whatever it is that you use for your email. It can all be done within Salesforce. So let's take a look at it today. We're going to start in Classic and we'll switch to Lightning to kind of look at both options there. And right now I've just logged into my developer account and I'm just at the home page. So the first thing I'm going to do is hop over into my setup. And from setup, I'm going to just type in email to quickly find where I'm looking to go. And this is the classic email templates. Click on there. You can see some standard emails, some testing one that I did. And these just come preloaded in Salesforce for you to see. And the first thing I'm going to do is click on this new template. So here you have four options. We're going to concern ourselves today with text and HTML, but these custom and visual force are also an option. We can go over it another time. But for today's purposes, let's look at text and HTML, two different types of emails you can send. We'll start with text. It's the most basic. Click Next. And you can see here it's pretty basic email template editor. You have your merge options here where you're able to select different field types. You have, some familiar ones here, the contact fields, case fields, contract fields, account fields on there. So you have different types of fields you can click on. We'll start with contact. And then from the contact, what this is doing is auto-populating the select field with the contact fields. So let's say I would like to find the contact's first name. So this here is going to pull the contact's first name. So let's take a look at this editor down here and just going through these options. This is where my template will save. I'm going to just leave it in this unified public classic, but you could create your own folders. You could create or put into your own my personal email templates, but we'll just leave it there. Available for use, I'm going to check that because I want this available for use right away. If you wanted to edit this and maybe come back to it another time before you roll it out, don't check that. Next up, I'm just going to save it. Testing for CRMD. Auto-populates in the next field. And encoding, I'm just going to leave that the way it is. Description, test email, and subject. So this is where we'll start getting kind of fancy. We'll use for our subject, let's start with the contact's first name. So what I do is I copy that field and put it there. And I'll put comma, John, have you seen this, question mark. So that will be my subject line in my email. It will auto-populate and pull from the contact first name field with the contact that I'm sending the email to. So I'm going to stick here and it personalizes it for you. Contact first name, going to do the same thing there. And just write just a quick example, have you seen this email yet? And I'll put here, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to select user fields. So the user fields I can use as a global merge field. So what that means is if I have multiple salespeople on my team and I want this email to be used by each of them and they don't have to re-enter their own name, you could do this user first name, and whichever user is sending this from the contact level, it'll auto-populate their first name. So I'm just going to put a fake signature here. I could also just, I could put company name, select it from there. But this is fine for right now for my example. I'm going to click Save. And I could add an attachment file if I wanted to, but for the purposes of this example, I'm going to hop on over into Contacts. I'm going to click on this Tim bar, and from here you can see Tim's emails right here. So what you could do is, if you use Outlook or if you use Gmail, you could switch over and copy and paste this and copy and paste an email, or to save time, I could click on this send an email right here, and this is where I look for my template that I just created. And you can see this testing for CRMD. That's the one I would like to select, and hopefully it all edits properly. And you can see that it input Tim's name, it merged it in, it merged his first name there, it merged my name because I'm the user who's sending it, and put it all in that email, and I could send that off to him, this generic account. The other things that you could do here, if I wanted to edit this in line, I could still do that. I can still edit, or I could add additional people to email if I wanted to. It automatically blind carbon copies myself, BCCs myself, or I could CC somebody else and say I wanted to CC the security user at my company for some reason. I click Save and click Send, and that would send it to Tim and log that activity for me in the contacts activities, which would be just clicking back. It would log that into the closed activity history here. So that's one option. So we just saw how to do that with a text email. Now let's take a look, still in Classic, let's take a look at the HTML option. So we're going to select a new template, HTML, and these are the more, this is using images, or if you wanted to put a company logo, an HTML email allows for that. So you first get this, if this is your first time creating an HTML email for your company, you'll need to create a letterhead. So clicking here, go to Letterhead. I haven't created one yet. So it's just showing me, different layouts I could do, the letterhead options. Click Next, and you can see here I have no letterheads created. So let's create one. Available for use. I'll click Yes. Letterhead label CRMD. It's going to auto-populate that. CRMD letterhead, and click Save. So here's just the editor. Pretty basic again. I can edit the background color, so let's do that. And I'll select this nice pinkish color. And I need to select a logo. So I'm going to select here. And I've preloaded this logo into my personal documents, and we can do that another time, but I wanted to just focus on the templates section for today. So I just put that in there. I could edit body colors, I could do a footer, edit the bottom line, but I'm just going to leave that. I just kind of want you to get an idea. So not the most attractive template, and I'm sure somebody would critique that, but I just wanted to use it as an example. So I'm going to, now that I've created that, go back to my email templates, and I'll click a new template, and let's go to HTML this time, and click Next. So this takes me to this section here where I can make this available for use. And HTML CRMD will be my email template name. I need to select a letterhead, which is the one I just created. Email layout. I'm just going to use the different options here to select from. You can take a look at them at the options menu. I'm just going to do let's do a free form letter. HTML CRMD, just a quick description, and this is where I select my subject line. HTML CRMD template is my subject line in the email. I'll even just add subject line. Again, this is just for an example. Click Next, and you can see that my template has been created. with the logo that I selected in the pink background. So there's the subject line. I could edit that now if I wanted to. And you have you have several more options doing an HTML email like this. So let's just select hi. I need the contact's first name. I did this earlier, so it's very similar. It's John. And let's just look here. I'm just going to, let's select their address. Are you still located at, and paste that in with a question mark. Thank you. And we'll just do username again. And it's very similar. I'm just being very basic with this example today, just so you can get an idea. Next up, I'm going to click Next. And this section's, this is new, so this is also going to create the text-only email content. So if, for instance, somebody's email server does not allow for HTML emails, Salesforce will automatically send them this text option as well. So you want to copy over your text. It will not include that fancy logo or the background colors once it sends to them, but it will include just this text layout. So you want to copy that over from the HTML version and click Save. So now I have my HTML version as well as my text version. So let's take a look. You can see both of them. You could add an attachment if I wanted to. And let's go back to that contact. And we'll just stick with Tim. That was easy enough. And then let's do send an email. And I have it loaded up here. So there's my HTML for CRMD. You can see the type is HTML, excuse me. And you can see, hi Tim, it's John. Are you still located at 2335 North Michigan Avenue, Suite 1500? So it just auto-populated that address in there, and thank you. There's a preview option of what it would look like with the background colors, and that's it, and I could click send.